456 123 456. Okay, I'm going to share with you something that came up as I was speaking with a colleague this morning, and we were talking about being in the zone. And we were talking about sports, about being in the zone. And then we were talking about nutrition, about being in the zone. And it all stemmed from him asking me this question. He says, "Man, why is it so easy for you to eat the way you eat? Aren't you like pulled for like to eat certain things? Like, aren't you tempted? Aren't you like, don't you want to eat like everything?" What's up, Cindy? What's up? I said, you know what? When you watch sports, and a lot of people who get sports will get this, you have those moments where you can't miss, right? You're not overthinking. You're not trying to figure out ways around doing what you know is going to serve your best interests. You're in the zone, and you're in this place where there's total freedom, there's no stress. And let's say it's basketball, you're going down the court, and it's like you just can't miss. You're in the zone. It's like when you're reading a book that you like and you love this book, you're in the zone. Like, you're not distracted. Everybody's talking about the game that's on. People are saying, hey, don't miss this. Hey, call this person. But you're in the zone, and you don't hear any of that, right? You're in the zone. Oftentimes people, when they're working, they're in the zone. Like, they're making progress, man. They're moving, and there's so much in the zone that they don't think about anything. They forget to eat. They're in the zone. And my whole point with him is, I said, I'm in the zone, man. I'm in the zone. And the goal is we got to get you in the zone. Like, I don't think about food at all, except for the fact that I'm going to enjoy it. And when it's time to make a meal, I'm going to make a meal. And it's going to be a fat burning meal, which means I'm not going to gain weight, which means I'm not going to create any unwanted damage to my waistline, which means I'm keeping my blood sugar levels from fluctuating too high and dropping too low. And if I want to drop some body fat, it's going to come off because of the way I'm eating. So being in the zone is something that we can all we can all do. So is this making sense? So Cindy, is it making sense to you? You know, Donna, is it making sense to you? Susie, is it making sense to you? When you get in the zone, you're in the zone. Now, you could be in the zone with Weight Watchers. You could be in the zone with Nutrisystem. So you could be in it doesn't have to be the diet-free life methodology. I'm selling you on the idea that we can all get in the zone, which means we don't have to overthink anything. We don't have to struggle. We're not challenged. Now, with the diet-free life methodology, there's two ways of optimizing you being in the zone. One, we're not restricted, really. Like, there's nothing that I can't eat that would stop me from getting to my goals, because I know how to eat foods in the right combinations and proportions. And in doing so, everything can work. Okay, so that's one zone. The other zone is when you have promised yourself, or you have a specific goal in front of you, or let's say you have a condition like fatty liver. Like, I put it out there today. Anyone who has fatty liver, and 3 out of 10 adults have it. Many of you have it, and you have absolutely no idea that you have it. And it's unfortunate, because if you have it and you're not doing anything about it, it only leads to a whole bunch of other negatives that will come to your life, which makes it more difficult to reverse and get you back to a place of balance or homeostasis. So you want to know. What I like to do is just assume that you do. So how would you eat if you do have it? Then that's how you would eat. You know what I mean? That's what you would do. If I woke up tomorrow and and they told me I was type 2 diabetic and my hemoglobin A1C was 12%. I would get in the zone. Now, does that mean I'm going to eat a whole pizza? Not a whole pizza, because we don't eat a whole pizza, but I'm not even going to eat those kind of foods in the right combinations and proportions. If that was me, I would be so in the zone that I'm so focused that I'm going to eat what is going to help me get my quality of life back to my quality of life. I'm not going to complain. I'm going to be in the zone. When you're not in the zone, that's when you have room to complain. And that's when you have room to like question things. And that's when you have like, get in the zone. And when you're in the zone, the weight comes off, weight comes off. Unless the plan isn't working for you, right? You got the wrong plan. Now, if you have a coach, then together you can make some moves. Because when you're in the zone, you're in the zone, right? Like I can tell when someone's in the zone when I get on a coach call and I'm working with, say, a client. And as soon as we get on the phone, I can tell they're in the zone, even if their weight goes up from last week, because they're looking for the next play. They're like, I'm in, coach. Don't even put me, I'm in. So weight went up 1 pound. Now, what's next, coach? Let's go. And they're ready to go play. They're going to do the play because they're in the zone. A person who's not in the zone, they gain 1 pound. You get on the phone, hey, what's up? And they're like, oh, not a good week. They're not in the zone because they're overthinking. They probably stepped on the scale way too many times. They're not getting in adequate amount of water. Maybe they had a meal that wasn't part of the deal, but they feel bad about it. They're not in the zone. If you're in the zone, that's a good place to be, because when you're in the zone, you're looking for the plays. What's next, coach? Let's go. Because you're measuring, you're tracking, and if the numbers aren't going in the right direction and you're in the zone, you go, okay, what are we changing? Let's go. What are we changing? Like if you were my coach and I was your weight loss client, I would be in the zone. I would be locked in the zone. Now, to get in the zone, will it be easy? For some people, it's going to come easy. And I do get that. So I'm saying when I'm in the zone, now the challenge will be getting in the zone, kind of getting some momentum, getting in the zone. And that's what usually happens after, let's say 30 days, most people. Like we did a show the other day where I invited a client. I call her a friend. We met over 14 years ago on the challenge. I'm now coaching her through this process. And I hadn't seen her for years, Karen. And Karen comes in, and Karen's in the zone. If you want to talk to someone who's in the zone, she's in the zone. You're not going to throw her off. You're not going to trip her up, because she is doing what is serving her best interests. And when I say serving her best interests, I'm talking about doing the things that no one but she can do for her to improve the areas of her body and her health that she wants to improve. Get in the zone. Now, if you're doing Diet Free Life, if you're working with one of our coaches, if you're working directly with me, then I want to encourage you to challenge yourself to get in the zone. And when you're in the zone, and let's say you go home, the people who are closest to us are the ones who oftentimes discourage us. Like I have someone who is close to me, right? That I like a lot, I think is amazing and really cool and fun to be around and all of those things. And this person said something to me that I didn't want to hear. And I'm in the zone, but it almost pulled me out of the zone. You know what I mean? It almost pulled me out. But I remembered this principle that I used to teach and encourage others to just fully understand. And it helped me stay in the zone. And that is, whenever you are making moves to improve any part of your life, opposition is going to show up. Adversity is waiting on you. As soon as you make that commitment that you want to improve any part, you want to lose weight, opposition somewhere. Something's going to happen. That's a sign that you're doing the right thing. So when this person hurt my heart a little bit, threw me off a little bit, I was like, there you go. So what I am focused on and the things that I am doing while I'm in the zone, that was a sign that I'm in the right zone. You know what I mean? So you're going to have people that want to get your attention. It's kind of like the basketball players in the zone. Everything is going great, but in the stands, he's got hecklers. He's got people challenging him and making comments. They're trying to pull him out of the game. They want him out of the zone. It can happen to the best of us. The good news, if you get off track with your next meal or snack, you're back. And you're back in the zone. So my goal here of doing this, and please share and like and encourage others, is to really encourage you to look for getting into the zone with whatever method you're going with. When you have goals in front of you, get in the zone. You know, I was talking to a client, I'll end on this, who has a lot going on. They're in the zone, but they got a lot going on. A lot going on. A lot of curveballs, like, right? And then they call me and they say, hey, you know, I got a lot going on. So I want to pause my coaching with you and I'll be back, but I got a lot going on. So that's life. And guess when they would benefit the most from having a coach? When there's a lot going on, when they're being distracted, when they're trying to figure it out. They're not in the zone anymore. They're trying to control a lot of things that are outside of their control. JFK once said, the time to fix the roof is when the sun is shining. You don't wait until it's raining. It's like, I have two friends of mine. They're husband and wife. They're amazing. I have the utmost respect for them. They love each other. Like when I'm around them, they love each other. They're friends. They have a really good relationship. And when I was first working with them and talking to them, they're both celebrities too. So they both have scenes. They're both very attractive people on the outside. They're beautiful on the inside. And I'm not going to mention their names. Okay. But I'm with this couple and we're traveling and we're doing some things together. And so we're on this plane ride and I'm sitting between both of them. And we're having great conversation. Or maybe I was off to the side. Yeah, I was off to the side. They were sitting next to each other. And I asked them, I said, hey, how did you guys meet? Your relationship is, I love what I see here. I love it. And they said that when they met each other and they decided this was possibly going to work and turn into something, he said, I'm going to go do some work. You do some work and let's do some work together. So they started doing counseling together while the love was on fire. Okay, everything is going great. They went to counseling. That's amazing. He then went through his phone, called girls that he had past relationships with, had a conversation with all of them, let them know that, hey, I'm committed to this person. And I just want you to know my phone is fully open to them. She did the same thing. And when they can open up each other's phone, amazing. So they did the work up front. While they're in the zone, the marriage zone, they want to be in that zone. Fast forward, they're madly, they love each other. Everything's great. Sex is great. The romance is great. The friendship is great. Everything's great. They did the work up front, you guys. They did not wait until it starts raining or the thunderstorm or stuff falls apart or you're like thrown all over the place. They did not wait for them. It's the same as when you step on the scale and I get on the call with someone and they go, man, it's not moving. Hey, I get it. We all want the weight to come off faster. I totally get that. But let's stay in the zone. Let's be upbeat about it because that's how we're going to win. If there's one play left, right? It's a Super Bowl, whatever it is. Wayne Gretzky playing hockey. Give me the puck. Give me the ball. We got this. We got this because we're in the zone. And from defeat, you can recreate new opportunities. In closing, when I was a young kid, I was on the all-star team. I wasn't the best player, but I was on the all-star team. Okay, so you take the best, right, in the league. And so it came down to the end of the game. We had someone on third base, someone on first base. There's 2 outs. If we get 1 run in, we tie. Then it can go to overtime. If both runners come in, we win the game. So my uncle was the baseball coach. So my uncle comes into the dugout. It's me. I believe it was Tommy Clark. And I can't think of who the other person was. Oh, Thomas Steens. Okay. Man, I'm going back to 6th grade here. Okay. We're all sitting next to each other in the dugout. My uncle comes in. He looks at me. I'm his nephew. We got one last chance. He says, son or nephew, can you do it? I'm like, yeah. Right. So he gives me the shot. I go out there, newspaper. I remember everything's like going on. I was not in the zone. I hadn't been playing. I'm coming off the bench. And guess what happened? I struck out and the other team won. And my uncle, every time he went to work at General Motors, all the dads gave him hell. Right. And he's like, hey, I stood by my nephew. Well, here we are in the tournament. Okay, a month later. The regular season, you have the tournament, right? And bases are loaded. There's 2 outs. I'm up to bat. My uncle came over to me and he looks at me. And I go, I got it, Unc. I was in the zone, you guys. I was in the zone. What do you think happened this time? Grand slam, over the fence, home run. Thank you, God, for second opportunities. Thank you. So some of you that I work with, if I'm coaching you, if you're working with a coach, second opportunity. Gloria Tracy, wherever you are, I'll never forget, she said, Robert, everything that I've done as far as dieting in my past has been practice for what we're doing now. And she's a huge success story. So my point is, get in the zone. Work hard to get it. I'm not saying you can snap your finger and be in it right now, but once you're in the zone, stay in it. Nurture it. Do everything you can. Add water to it, right? Do everything you can to optimize being in the zone. You will have distractors. You will have distractions. You will have things that can throw you off, but stay focused. I'm Robert Ferguson. Thank you for letting me share information. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe so that when I come on live, you know, because I usually have some decent things to share. But again, this was from my heart. I was thinking about it and I came into the studio and I was like, I'm going to share this right now. And that's what I'm doing. So like, share. If you're not on the YouTube page, come over. Okay. It's Diet Free Life, youtube.com/Diet Free Life, and like and subscribe, comment and share. All right. So until